Recording in progress.
All right, welcome to another edition of Living Courageously Exposed. Today is November 24th, 2025. I'm not really sure how we got here. I blinked my eyes and it was the beginning of November. I blinked again and it was January, but here we are. We're close to American Thanksgiving, and I say that because I'm currently in Canada, and their Thanksgiving is at the beginning of October. So, yes, it's Thanksgiving week in America. I am celebrating. We're going to have a Yo-giving. That's a reference to yoga because now I'm doing yoga with some of the people I've met here who are my new family, my yoga family. So I will be having the opportunity to celebrate with you as well, just in a different way. So however you're celebrating, know that my heart is with you, and I'm wishing you the absolute, happiest Thanksgivings of Thanksgivings. Be safe, be smart, and just enjoy lots of yummy food and yummy company. This is Living Courageously Exposed. This is a podcast where being human isn't a flaw. It's the actual point. It's where we let being human be the ultimate act of rebellion. I know, people think rebellion is this horrible thing, but really it's about being. It's about coming home to yourself, learning how to be inside yourself. And so today I'm really excited to share with you my guest, Court. And how I met Court was I just was thumbing through TikTok one day and I saw this handsome gentleman he was talking to men. About some issues that he felt very passionate about. And I listened all the way to the end. And I was really appreciative of his energy, of his thoughtfulness, of what he was saying, his courage in putting it out there. And I thought, I got to know this soul. And so I reached out and I'm like, hey, I saw your TikTok and do you want to have a little conversation? And so it's really cool because we had a conversation, and today he's here on Living Courageously Exposed with me. So welcome, Court. Do you pronounce your last name Creeden?
Yes.
Okay, Court Creedon. And we really don't know that much. I just want to say thank you we were supposed to do this last week and I felt really off. And so we got on and I just said, hey man, I feel off. And you were gracious enough to say, then let's do this another time. And so thank you again for the reschedule and just the compassion and the courtesy that way.
Well, I think people need to be honest about things like that.
I agree.
Realistic.
Right.
You know?
It's being human. Right?
Yeah.
It's the taking off the super suit and just saying, oh my gosh, I'm feeling my humanness today. And it's just kind of sucking.
Yeah, which means you need a little more time for yourself.
Right? Yep. Thank you. So what, I don't have much by way of an intro for you because these conversations are just, I meet people who I love their energy. I feel their soul. And is there any background you want to share with us before I ask you that first fun question?
I'd say let's get to the fun question.
Oh, I love it. I love it. See, that's part of why I like this guy. Okay, so here's the first fun question. And really, it's the only real planned question that I have. For those of you who are new to the podcast, this is I ask one question, and then we allow inspiration to just be the guide for the rest of it. Court will talk, he'll bring up lots of cool things, and my mind gets loaded with questions, and then I pick and choose which ones to ask. So the first question, my friend, is, what were you like as a little boy? And it's two questions. And what did you want to be when you grew up? I know.
As a little boy, I would say... Are we defining little as...
Like young like maybe not quite teenage years, maybe up to 12.
I would say I was curious. I'd love to play.
I love that.
To explore and do new things. I mean, I was the kind of kid who would take a quarter and put the board on my back in high school, 20 minutes across the highway to the beach and boogie board with my buddies.
Oh.
One quarter to get I made it to the beach and ride back. We would tie jump ropes back and skateboard around the neighborhood and play all games. The lights went off and you're playing flashlight tag, running in and out of the neighborhood.
Right, night games. I don't think kids really know what night games are these days.
No. if kids are running through my neighborhood or in my yard, I'd call the cops nowadays.
Right.
So yeah, I just loved to play. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. We didn't have video games or anything like that in the house. It was
Right.
always outside with playing basketball, you name it. Playing.
That, as it should be, right? As it should be. It's we're to that age where we're like the good old days.
Right.
The good old days.
Depressing to say. Yeah.
Right.
But I was
Yeah. So did you guys play things like kick the can and Annie I over? What's
a little bit before
capture the flag?
Capture the flag. Oh yeah. All this kind of game. I mean, if it was raining, we would be at the fields. My buddies and I play wooden bats in the rain.
Wow.
And we would bring our skimboards to then skimboard on puddles, across the soccer field. Whatever it was.
Right? That is awesome. That is awesome. We have, Leah has a couple of boys who I can totally see them taking, if they had skimboards, doing that very thing. That's really cool. It also reminded me, as you're saying, like, I take my boogie board. We used to tie, we didn't live by like close to the beach or things like that. We're in Idaho. So we had canals though.
Oh yeah.
And we would take these big boards and make our own like boogie boards or surfboards and hook rope to them, and then we tie them to the bridges and then get on and in the current like the bridges.
Right.
So fun.
I love it.
Yeah. Nowadays you probably get in trouble for that, but we had a blast.
Protective services and be on call.
Right?
Yeah.
So you said you were curious. That's the first thing you said is I was curious. And then you moved to the play one. What kinds of things were you curious about?
Well, I would say it developed a little over time. But I had journal entries, Jennifer, back to high school, where I was writing, what is this whole thing about?
I love it.
Why are we here? What's going on? What is
I knew I liked you.
And then I remember being in college and early 20s and on a subway, and looking around on the subway and writing my journal. Like, nobody's smiling. Nobody seems happy.
Right?
Like who is life looking for? And so I'm always really curious about just our experience here and what this is all about and why I'm here. And I never really had that feeling of wanting to be something when I grew up. I didn't have, even when I was in college, all my friends knew what they wanted to go be, and was like,
Right.
I got nothing. I have no clue. No idea what I wanted to do.
I think I felt like that, and I probably said something just to please people, or because it was something I was, supposed to say or pressured into.
100%.
Did you ever have this? I remember an experience in college where I was living in Pocatello, Idaho, at the time, going to Idaho State University, and I was probably 19 or 20. And I remember standing in front of our sliding glass window, and there's other apartment building through the parking lot, but I could see the foothills, the mountains that we lived by. And I remember just looking out and thinking, this is all so foreign, and I don't belong here. And it's not that I didn't belong where I was at currently. It's like I'm not from this, but where is the other? Did you ever have anything like that?
I will say I have countless moments in my life where I looked around and felt like I'm living a different experience than everybody else.
Yes. Okay. That makes me feel not so weird.
Like the things that I'm thinking, if people were in my head, be like, what are you talking about? This is life. This is what it is. This is what you do. This is how it works. And I think I haven't been intentionally trying to fight against it. I've just been more curious about the really, really deep answers that I really haven't found an answer to.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go. I want to get there because that's really the crux of what I want to talk about. I think because I'm in a similar place again in my world, just with life shifting and all the deeper learning. But let's go back to the question of what you wanted to be. You said you didn't really want to be anything. Again, I think I can feel something similar. I chose something, but I just remember having questions of like, how do you choose one thing for the rest of your life? How do you I never, and this is a feeling that's carried through like forever. Like, I don't want to be pigeonholed. There's like so much, and it's so expansive. I feel so expansive, even, and sometimes I feel so small. Um, how did you move into what you ended up doing? Like, what was your path? Knowing that you wanted to know the big, deep things, education's probably available to you, and you got to find a way to make a living. Like, how did that work for you? Because I'm sure there's others who will see this who will be like that.
Yeah, I would say in progress. If somebody said, "Oh, you found your career, you found your calling," I'd say, "I've never intertwined those two with who I am as an individual. What I do, I've never felt tethered to my role or title or job ever."
Okay, tell me about that, because I feel like in places of my life, I definitely have tied my identity to maybe a religion, maybe to my job, and having to unravel all of that is tricky. So talk to us about that a little, or a lot.
I would say in my personal work, I realized that I was playing a role in almost every aspect of my life. And I don't talk about myself in the third person as being court, right?
Yeah.
My mind's eye, I knew who I needed to be, how I needed to act, how I needed to show up. I was very fortunate to really great schools. I went to an Ivy League college, and I think there's this identity associated with here's what it's supposed to look like.
Right.
And as you get further and further along that road, you start to see and hear the reality of people that have done it for another 50 years. It doesn't change what they actually feel.
Okay.
And when you meet people that are 50 or 60 or 70, and they're like, but I still feel like I'm 15 years old.
Yeah.
I've just done it for 60 plus years. It really made me think more of, when it is all said and done, not necessarily what my legacy, but like what's the point? What am I actually solving for? And at least for me, I felt like I was taught, you're solved, you get a good education, so you can get a good job, and provide for yourself and family, have kids, and then you got it.
Yeah.
But when, as my career went on, I was advisor work in financial planning and working with thousands of families that by all means our expression of success, right? Married, couple kids, big job, VP of this or president of that, or owner of this. And when you meet with them, I was like, these people aren't happy. You meet with a couple hundred people, and like two of them were like, ooh,
you're like, you got it going on.
They're enjoying it. You guys are loving it. And so that's when I really started looking more into when does life fulfill the promise that fulfilled was supposed to fulfill? When does it actually become the gift? Like you're to ask all your on a day-to-day basis, minute-to-minute basis, how many of you feel like life is amazing? I mean, at least for me, the answer is very, very few.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, when this happens, or when I get to take a vacation, but like this morning, when you're making coffee, you're like, oh my gosh, this thing is awesome. This is amazing. And I think there's this process by which we incorporate an idea, and I stack up enough good things, then something happens when you're like, but nobody's identified what that thing is when it's
that.
And so we're all chasing this idea, and I think really scared me was when we work with people that have sold the company made all the money,
Have
made
all
it
the
to the
things.
pros, whatever, and
Yeah.
they're like, my account changed, my health changed, or this changed, but nothing else changed. So that was really, really impactful. Because it made me realize that was not where it needed to be.
Yeah, I really love your perspective on that, and that you've had the opportunity, unlike probably the majority of us, to actually talk with people who've, like you said, sold a company. They have all the money, they have the experience, or the means to have any experience that they want. They can have anything that they want, and yet the happiness factor still eludes them. You know, they have the marriage, they have the spouse, they have whatever. I really appreciate your perspective on that. And when we very first met and you started talking about that, I was like, wow, because I haven't necessarily had that experience, but I see that in people. I can feel that. And,
right.
you know, and then I'm like, okay, in my circumstances, what is happiness for me? And you brought up a word that I kind of want to go back to, because I feel like it's something, especially in like the personal development world, or even just the business world, or the life world. We hear so much, build your legacy. What's your legacy? You gotta, your legacy. And I think I say that the way because it annoys me. I feel like we're teaching and preaching the incorrect stuff. I want to say the wrong thing. I don't like the words right and wrong. But we're guiding people to a place that's really empty. Like, will you talk about that a little bit? Like what your experience with that is for yourself, but then also, because I'm sure you were taught that, like, build your legacy, leave it for your family, leave it for your kids, leave it for the people. Like, what is that for you?
Wow. So here's hopefully answering your question and tying it to what I found.
I'm like, I feel like you have two different sides of this answer, and that's actually what I'm looking for. What you were probably taught, and what I have an idea what you probably feel.
Yeah. So had I not done what I did for years and years, right, 15 plus years, I probably, like you said, would have seen and noticed that a lot of things were going on, but I probably wouldn't have believed it to the depths that I know now.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that part's so cool.
When you look around and say, almost nobody is truly enjoying the moments of their life, the day-to-day, the minute by minute. To me, that says, all right, something's wrong. Right?
Yeah.
If it's like, if I'm kayaking and I'm heading in the wrong direction, and I keep slamming up against the rocks, and I'm stuck in the eddy, I keep going, I'm not heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
But to your point, it's a little bit of an anecdote. It's like, in our world, in the language, we're taught that's life is hard.
Just, right?
Work hard.
Hammer down.
So you're sweating, you're paddling, but you never are willing, especially to say, why is this so hard? Why don't I feel good? Why doesn't my life feel amazing? Because in doing that, we're actually not following the script. But in my experience...
Okay, 1 second before you go on to your experience, just a little point of clarity. What I heard you say was, when the script is buckle down, work harder, grind harder, and you're saying the rebellious piece of this is to ask questions, the why questions, the what's going on. Okay, I'm just making sure that's
in my mind. Anytime things do not flow, energetically, spiritually, emotionally, it has become more of a little red light on the dashboard of my life to say, why is this? I do not believe we are here to live 85, 90 years in frustration, and sadness, and anger, and disappointment.
Amen.
But the problem is we have had an experience that, to your point, has somewhat been hijacked by the wrong perspective, the wrong ideas, putting the wrong things on the wrong pedestals, whereby we continue to do things that aren't in alignment, don't feel good because of this idea of we're right? The old put your own business cliche in, pressure creates diamonds, blah, 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 all this stuff that just makes me want to bomb.
Right. I used to love that stuff. And then one day I'm like, no, that doesn't feel good. It actually doesn't work. It doesn't. And so like teaching personal development now, it doesn't feel right. So keep going because I love this more broad, expanded, deeper aspect that you talk about.
So my take on everything, as I really look at it, is that everything in life is energy. Everything is energy. And if light attracts light, if you're feeling anger or frustration or sadness or anxiety, that doesn't come from you. And similarly, I look at it as my own life. Again, I've done all the things, in quotes.
Right.
Married an amazing woman, love of my life, 2 beautiful kids, successful career. But the days of my life didn't feel like the energetic expression of that gift.
Got you.
And I was like,
that's such an awareness. Yeah.
I'm like, I heard Warren Buffett years ago to be called a great American lottery. You think of yourself as a lottery ball. Everybody born here across the world would be willing to take your ball, put it back in, crank that thing a couple times, reach back in, pull out another ball. And of course, spout out all kinds of statistics around illness and poverty and all these other things. And you're like, I would never ever give.
Right, I'll take what I have.
Right. So we've all effectively, we're in these platforms, we've all done a lot. We just have.
Yeah.
But we very rarely feel that way. And so what I personally have come to believe, Jennifer, is that we all come from something, which is the source of life itself, where all this stuff comes from.
Yeah.
That to me is a stressful, anxious, depressed, energetic. But we come through and we are born. So then what happens? So there's family constellation therapy, which is an interesting therapeutic modality. There in every family system.
I have done this. I love
it. Right?
Yeah.
So taking a step further, my feeling, and what I've written on to do some work with, is the notion that, you and I are this amazing, magical, spiritual entity connected to the magical gift of life itself. But Jennifer can't be born into the woods and make it. You have to come through a system.
Right.
And that's the problem. But it's also the gift. So the gift is you get to be born. The problem is, because we come through a family system, we're the recipient of the energetic programming of that entire ancestry.
Amen. Yep.
So the question is, what family system did we come through? Because we didn't get choose. So what I really, the journey of life is to first identify and really unpack and ideally remove what I call the inherited code from your family system. So in every family system, it's probably 3 to 4 emotions. In science, they call it constructive interference. So if I have a wave of stress, and I combine it with another energetic wave, they don't just bond, they amplify. There's amplification to that energetic wave.
Right.
So if I have one ancestral line, which is on one parent's side, and another parent's side, we have 2 separate ancestral systems, most likely the vast majority of which are unhealed, emotional, and energetic constructs.
Agreed.
They come together, and if it's stress on this one, stress on this one, we have an amplification, and here you are.
Hi, welcome to all the gifts of being alive.
Right, and so we have this preconceived notion that things like our nervous system have a blank slate. They don't.
No.
When we are born, there's an ingraining and adoption of that energetic construct of our familial system. that becomes the operating of our entire world.
Right.
And if like attracts like inside, I'm vibrating with anxiety or depression, frustration, or sadness, or anger. That is literally the vibration frequency of my body.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be calling in, that's right? I'm going to be calling in things that are going to resonate in similar frequencies. So in my mind, go ahead.
I love that you're talking of this, because before we hit record, I told you I had an experience in the teacher training the yoga teacher training, where I felt like I have been cracked open, and in a very deep place, and it's exactly what we're talking about. It's places that I don't know if I recognized were actually there, or maybe I wasn't in a place emotionally ready for the answers to look that deep, and just really getting this opportunity to, because of who the love of my life is and her history, and the bumping together of our lines that you're talking about and all the gifts that we came with. I do that, but it is a gift. It sometimes doesn't feel like it, but when you're going through the healing work, and it just is really fascinating that we get, when we're ready, or if we ever choose to be ready, to look at those things and recognize that it comes from a long time ago, and sometimes it's that we're born through it and into it. So keep talking. I'm loving this.
Absolutely. Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's difficult because in the language we use today, we say we are a product of our body, which is true to a certain degree. But if you're just like, well, this is who I am, then you're never yourself ever.
Right.
If you're like, well, if I was born to a different family system, I would be different. Well, that's because of the lack of exploration of what was inherited to that family system.
Right.
We're not given the language and the tools to say this. Okay, let me look at my mom, and my dad, or my parents, and identify what's going on energetically in the system.
Yeah.
Because none of that is me. It's energy.
It's so.
If I can, for me, support, decouple the sadness, frustration, stress, or anxiety that are vibrating inside, that's the inherited code. That's not core. It's not me. It just happens to be the energetic pattern of the system that came.
It's so, see, I hear you. I absolutely love it. I fully believe it. And at the same time, it's mind-boggling. So if you're listening for the first time and you're hearing this stuff and you feel mind-boggled, just know that it's okay. It's okay. Like, these seeds are being planted for you for a reason. Get curious and start asking the questions. If you have questions that you would like to pass on to Court, and we'll make sure that you know how to get a hold of him in ways that are comfortable for him. Just know that it's okay to feel mind-boggled. It's a great place to start, and to start recognizing this. So, all right, take it away, Court.
So here's to that end. Here's something that may help give some framework. So this came to me in meditation when I was working through a lot of this stuff. I had an image of a baby that was just born. And I can't remember if I told you this story or not. But imagine a baby just born. Moments after it's born, mom and dad swaddle it up, and they take it down to the hug because they live on a boat. So they walk out, they get on the boat, and out to the ocean. And that's what they live. So the days and the weeks and months of that baby growing and living are in that boat. So the wells, wind, the waves, constantly, year after year.
Yeah.
And as that baby turns into a toddler, they get older, and maybe one day they have pictures of a little resort, like in their little bunk, right? Like, oh, it'd be so cool to go and stay in a hotel one day. So imagine
get off this boat.
Yeah. And the parents like, we're going to surprise them, taking them to the resort.
Yeah.
So they come into the harbor. There's the resort they picture. They go in, they check in, go to the bedroom, the view of the harbor, everything, all the amenities. The 7-year-old gets in bed. They tuck him in like, happy birthday. We'll get you, we're in the room next door. We'll see you in the morning. Is that 7-year-old going to be able to sleep in that bed?
Probably not.
And why not?
It's not what it's used to. It doesn't have the waves and the rocking. It's stable. It's a different view. Parents aren't close by.
Yeah, so they literally will sit there in that calm, nice bed. And like you said, it's not moving. And that is going to feel uncomfortable.
Yes. Oh my God.
And that 7-year-old, even though it's their dream to be there, is more likely to leave, sneak out, and go back on the dock and get on a little boat to feel the movement of the little waves coming through the harbor.
This is such an amazing way to describe this. I have been witnessing this maybe a little bit in my own life to some degree, but really witnessing it in a few people in my world right now, and how they literally cannot hang on to the peace, the still, the calm. Like, that is such, because in my mind I'm like, what? Why? This is such an amazing feeling. It's such an amazing view. And there's you just explained that so beautifully. Thank you.
So they did not choose to get raised on the boat.
Yeah.
They did not choose the kind of waves, but it got ingrained in them before they had a choice. So it's now their operating system.
Oh my word.
So what we have to do is identify first the fact that we're in an ocean, and B, where the waves come from. So most of us don't even know that we're in the ocean.
Right? Yeah, it's the only thing we know. It's
and then to your point, most of the self-help stuff is teaching us how to be better swimmers, or the newest floaties to wear.
Right. Yeah.
But nobody's like, dude, you're soaking wet. You're in the ocean. You can get out.
Yeah. You can stand on the sand.
Bingo. And so what we unknowingly do is create an entire life that is a reflection of the ocean that we were raised.
Wow.
And we inherit. So here's a perfect example. Working with this woman. Stress was a big thing. And things as simple as every morning when she woke up, she would snooze her alarm.
Okay. Lots of people, yes.
Very simple things. Hey, you sleep, I'm busy. I need more rest. But what did that do? Guaranteed every day was to make her running. So from the moment she woke up, she created a mechanism by which she was guaranteed to be in a stress. So she was literally creating an oceanic wave every day.
I know
she felt the way she knew she needed to feel.
Yeah.
To have that feeling.
It's so wild to think about that we do this to ourselves.
Unknowingly. I'm doing it myself.
Yeah. Wow.
Every day of my life, I was doing a million micro things. So here's an example. For me, there's different emotional things that I started to identify with past.
Right.
And one for me was feeling like everybody else's needs. I took care of everybody else. My needs were less. So I literally was going through everything I did all day. For days and days. Every decision I did, what I did, we did it. And things like getting a cup of coffee. So, drop the kids off at school, grab a cup of coffee, walk up to my office, and I'm like, okay. Why do I do that? Well, I enjoy coffee, I need a little caffeine, but no, okay. Is there anything else on here? And when I really let myself be honest and vulnerable, I was like, for 2 minutes, it feels really good to place an order and have somebody take care.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And so as I continued to go through this work and realize that was an energetic pattern, it was not me. I had just ingrained and adopted it from a very young age and had perpetuated that in myriad ways and worked on that. I said, okay, when I start to have that feeling like that's an energetic pattern, all my needs are met because I'm connected to the source of life itself. I don't need anyone, anything, anytime to be anything greater than I am. I still go get coffee, but it feels very different.
Oh my gosh, you are so hitting on. Thank you for sharing that. This is what I love about these conversations and getting to meet the people that I get to meet. Is you totally just hit in some of the places where I'm at of, I am a sensitive feeler, intuitive, like I feel things. Sometimes I feel so weird because I know things, and I'm learning that, and starting to ask myself questions like that, and questions of like where maybe I have practiced codependent behaviors, and behaviors of like, and it's, for me, it's the question of where does being a very at home in myself centered person and being a good partner, human, like when is it okay for me to take the shoes down of my partner and get them ready for her, or to roll up her yoga mat, or to get the drinks made, because I love doing that. And I haven't asked the questions quite like you have maybe yet, but that's where I'm at. It's like, why am I doing that? And where does my intuition bump up against, what's the word? Kind of like hypervigilance, where it's an intuitive hit versus I'm sensing as a way of protecting. I think that's the crack. So you just said that about why you do the things you do. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's pretty much where I'm at. And it's really uncomfortable to feel the stability sometimes. And I'm like, but this is what you're asking for. Like, you want it.
Exactly.
So how did you go about continue that line? Like, I think that's really, it's amazing. And like, how did you get comfortable with being off the boat?
So here is the hardest part that I came to realize. And to your point, I mean, it rocked the foundation of me and my life.
Yeah.
I realized that because everything is energy, the vast majority of relationships were based on an energetic exchange that was tethered to my energy.
Wow.
The thing that I was doing in my life were the reflection of that. So it's not that I wanted those things. Right? I kind of joke, if you ask somebody who's in a codependent relationship where their partner's really mean to them, like, do you want to be in a stressful relationship? They'd be like, no, I don't. I want to be alone. But if you take a person who's walking around with anxiety, sadness, and frustration, and vibrating in that place, that is literally why it does not feel comfortable when that green guy or girl shows up and is representing peace and ease and contentment, because energetically fit.
Yeah.
That's why they're going to go after the guy or girl who they know might is going to treat them poorly, because that is going to create energetic resonance that they're looking for. Like the girl who snoozes her alarm clock every day. So your body is saying, hey, we found a match. No, we found an energetic match. That's why it feels like peace.
Wow.
So until we're willing to say, how am I vibrating? What are the energetic frequencies in my body? We're literally in the back of a taxi being driven by somebody in the glasses up, and they're taking us somewhere.
They're taking us for a ride, for sure. Yeah.
We all want to be like, I'm in control of my life. The hardest part was me to say, oh my gosh, I'm actually not, because mentally and subconsciously, my life, myself, my sense of self, my personality was built on the framework of all these things.
Right.
So I need to hear all that.
That piece. Yeah. Keep talking. I want to know about that piece.
So I basically wrote down what is my inherited code. What are those 3 or 4 emotional patterns that I can see in my family system, and most importantly, when I look at my dad's side and mom's side, what are most likely the ones that were the most heightened as they were passing?
Yeah.
And then I started to pay attention first to train my brain on the physical world around. if like attracts like, I'm likely creating a physical experience to reflect what's going on inside. So I literally went through my house, every article of clothing, everything on the walls, everything, and said, does this connect to my inherited code?
Oh,
and
wow.
I probably got rid of almost half my work.
So that actually, I told you last week that I got rid of 2/3 of my stuff, and maybe and it actually felt far easier than I thought it was going to, and maybe that's the piece right there. Is that somewhere I wasn't speaking that particular language, but somewhere inside me knew that and was like, no.
Right. So
okay.
You were feeling probably something in that vein. So I'll give a quick example. When I was young, I was unable to have enough money to buy Jordans when Jordans were cool.
Yeah.
So obviously, money, and we were at a pop-up Nike store in Chicago, and they had a very cool pair of like gray Jordans. Oh, those would be fun to have to wear with jeans or something. So I bought them. So I'm going through my closet, literally holding everything. I grabbed the Jordans. I'm like, no, these are success, right? Like, work hard, make enough money. Cool, put it back. And I was like, let me sit that. So I pulled them back down. And I was like, why did I actually do this? Energetically, emotionally, spiritually. And I was like, oh, it was the negative emotions that were driving the purchase. Significantly more so than ease and joy and so on and so forth.
Is it?
So the next guy literally took them and put them in a donation box. It was like, I want them out of my house. I want them out of here. Energetically, they're vibrating in a way that is tethered to that inherited code.
To that old piece, so it's kind of thinking of like, I can buy these now, I'm going to. Like, it's not that I really would like to have them. Yeah, they would look good with the jeans, but it's not that. I love that you just said that it's still tied to, because I'm totally guilty of that. Totally guilty.
It's still tied to a negative feeling. So what I did was I said, okay, if I have my inherited code, that's a reflection of the family system I came through. And again, this isn't to say anything negatively about my parents.
Exactly.
They came through the same family system just before me. So if I'm not going to live my life tethered to that energetic construct, how am I going to live? So that's when I spent some time and said, before it all, who was I?
I'm waiting. I've been waiting for this part. There's like 4 words. I know what they are. I can't wait for you to say them.
So, what is the energetic frequency of me before I came through the family system? And it's light, love, connection, and joy.
Right there.
Yeah. So
which I have to tell you.
Go ahead.
So those words have stuck with me since we talked very first. And when I think of you, this is how I see you. Because cool. You see you that way, you reflect that, and it's such a beautiful thing. And it really kind of put me in a place of like, that's. I know that I have a reflection of that, but I don't know that I completely embody it yet. And you embody it, and I was like, that's my example right there.
I love it. Well, so to that end, everything I do, the choice, the decision, going to the event, making the phone call to the family member or the friend, buying a piece of clothing, I say, does this feel light? Does it feel easeful, bright, happy connection? Does it feel joyful, right?
Yeah.
So I go through each of those things. So I feel connected with myself, connected with people, so on and so forth, connected with the event, people that are going to be there. And it's a yes or no. It's very, very easy.
Wow. So,
and so it's not good.
I would say, remind me and the audience, like, how did you come to this space where you're like, I am light, love, connection, and joy? Like, that you knew that those were your things. Was it from asking all the questions in all the different places? Like, what was that process for you?
So I really, in a kind of a meditative state, journaling state, Jennifer took time to say, before all of it, before I even knew anything about high school, sports, girls, anything, I was energy.
Right.
What was, if I could somehow, some way go back and meet with the soul of me before I came down born, little baby me, what was the source of that? What would it feel like if I was in wherever we come from beforehand?
Right.
Say like, what are you? It wouldn't say, I'm stressed, I'm frustration, I'm depressed, I'm
right.
Because it wouldn't even know those things, right? And those are in my mind and constructs. It would be like, I am vibrationally connected to this whole thing. Where the cosmos comes from life itself, the magic and the energy that can create humans and babies and animals and plants.
Yeah, so I'm having this thought in my head about for people who believe in like reincarnation. It would be the same thing, that still, even before certain lives, we still carry this energy through all of our lives. Because I thought, if there's someone who might be thinking this, who might not understand that, or someone who's like, it's the same basic concept. We're still that through all of our different experiences in different lives.
So to somewhat bring it full circle, when people ask me, like, what do I do, or what, when people ask me about like my career, like that's not a question to ask me.
Right?
I
would much rather talk about what we're talking about today. I know I have an idea of what you do for work. We've talked about it. It's fascinating. Could I learn some things? Probably, but this is like meaty and yummy, and it has so much depth to it.
So I usually say, let's not talk about work. Talk more about our experience here, what it is, and why we're here, and energetic patterning and constructs and all that sort of stuff. Because I believe, in my heart of hearts, the whole point of this experience is to see how quickly we can remove that inherited code.
Ooh, that.
To see what life looks like when we live it, tethered to the energetic frequency of who we really are.
Right. And what do you say to the person? So as you said that, I just heard like half the people who are going to listen to this like be like, because they're not a younger person anymore. They're maybe in their 40s or 50s, or maybe they're listening, they're in their 70s. What do you say to that person, like, with the statement of like, our goal is to see how quickly we can let go of this? What for that person?
Well, I'm right at 50. So right there with you. It's hard because being a dad, I've been writing a lot about the notion that I have no idea why my kids are here.
Right.
What I believe is that their purpose is not to follow this prescriptive idea that has just been laid out.
Yes.
My fear is that when somebody lives their entire life with that inherited life.
Okay, wait, will you say that part again? Hey, Court, really quickly, are you hearing this okay? All of a sudden the sound, like your voice has gotten very quiet and it's more challenging to hear. I'm not sure what's happened, or...
Is that better?
That's better, yeah.
So I would say look at your own family system. Look at your parents or grandparents and ask yourself, do you feel and see that they're living as the outward expression of positive or negative energy? Do you see that they are living and expressing the highest frequency emotions or heavy emotions?
Yeah.
And if again, typically like attracts like, if I inherit these heavy dense energy, frequency, vibrate in them and live in them, I'm going to be reflected and continue to feel anger and sadness and frustration. And instead of allowing that mind, what we call like the moment of waking up pop, where you're like, why is life? Why is everything so stressful? Why is it Because if you take the time to slow down, you will likely see patterns.
Yes.
And they're going to be the same patterns, just represented differently. So if you're angry, you're probably feeling angry in your friend relationship. You're probably feeling angry. You're probably feeling angry about your health. If it's anxiety, you're probably anxious about the political world. You're anxious about your finances. So pattern. Once you can learn that, then it's easy. But I kind of joke, like you start to look around and be like, oh my gosh, everybody is swimming in this emotional, energetic ocean. They don't even know they're in.
Right.
It makes it so much easier to navigate and work with and live with people, because you're like, this person doesn't even know inherited code that is vibrating inside, being projected out.
Right.
But if they go from their 20s, their 30s, and their 40s and 50s in that state, and life is reflecting all those patterns back to them, and it doesn't wake them up from that, they incorporate it. And that's where you get the language that I think can be very difficult. Where like, this is what life is. Life is hard. Life is rough. You got to get through. It's not to say anything bad about those people. The part that's sad about that person never got to the next step.
Right.
Which is realizing that the vast majority of their choices were likely predicated on worry that we're still operating in that same energetic emotional ocean.
Wow.
And now we have this continuing pattern of this is what life is. And you tell me if you think the energy of society, culture, our world is becoming more loving, more peaceful, more calm, or more heightened.
Right. Right. It totally feels more heightened, for sure, yeah.
And so this isn't again to place judgment on anybody, but if you have a husband who is 40-something years old and in the height of dealing with the stress, anger, frustration, sadness that he's lived with all these years, and his wife is doing the same thing, and they had a child who is the energetic expression of both of those, that is not going to be an easeful household.
Right. Wow. It's such a like simplified, easy way to explain that and to look at that.
And it's sad because I think the story of life has been hijacked by too many of us who got in this is what life is.
Yeah.
And then we go back to the beginning and say, well, this is what life is. This is what you got to do.
Right.
This is what you got to do. So my only hope is to see what life is. Because again, if life attracts life, if I'm vibrating love, connection every day. Not that I don't care, but I know it's going to sound weird. I have completely removed expectations.
That's a biggie. Oh my gosh.
Because before I used to have all these ideas about what life should look like because it's tied to the ideas,
right.
This roadmap. But I was like, one, there's never been any before. Two, nobody has ever lived their life through my energetic source code. And so why would I allow somebody who's never met me, seen me, or known what I am, tell me what my life is supposed to look like, or what vision posts are out there?
So true. Oh my gosh. Like I feel like that with my own kids. Yeah, like I don't know why my kids are here. I don't know what's best for them. I don't know, like I like that. I appreciate that because that's how I've tried to parent, but I haven't been always successful at that with other people. Like I've had expectations because of how I think things should be, and so I appreciate you bringing that up.
And so maybe this visual helps. I'm doing lots of meditation and mindfulness. I had this one experience where, again, back to business language, life language, all this book, self-help stuff, it's all about, in some sense, climbing, right, getting to the top.
Right.
And in that viewpoint, there's limited resources, and we're all trying to get to the top of the same thing. So, you're climbing up, and you're about to make a partner and your friend yanks your leg, and get up there, and get your partner that it's all right. Somebody wins the deal, so you don't get the deal, so now your life isn't what you want. Or they get the guy, or you get the girl.
Yeah.
But somebody can always steal the life of our dreams. And then I had this moment where all of a sudden I was like extracted from the mountain, and I found myself standing in a pole. So imagine like a teleport pole.
Okay.
Like football.
Yeah.
And it was like, Court, this is lifeless. There's only you on your pole. And if you look up, there's nothing blocking.
Wow.
So your wife is not on your pole. They're on their own poles, like right next to me. There's nothing that can block me from having my dream life. Because as I vibrate, and there's momentum to vibration, either good or bad, so if my vibrations continue to vibrate and better and higher frequencies, the pole is going to rise higher and higher. So I have no idea how far I'm going to go with exploration of me, which is the whole reason I'm here. See what
it is. Yeah. Wow. I like that.
And energetically, my wife and I are tethered, so our poles are next to each other, but she's never on my pole, and I'm never on her pole.
Right. Wow.
And the hardest part that I've found is finding people who are on their poles too. And it's a lonely place to be, but there are people out there.
Yeah, that piece right there is
hard.
It can feel very lonely and isolating, and I was gonna say I know we're at our hour, and I want to be respectful of time. I feel like we could talk forever, and maybe we'll just have to do another one.
Love that.
I'm totally open to that. I feel like there's just a lot of value in your lived experience and the depth to which you've asked questions to yourself. And I know that you have a big desire to share with people, but also are recognizing that you don't have to, and that you get to do these things for yourself too. And I respect that. So we can chat about another episode, but.
Happy, of course.
For now, let's maybe just kind of bring it full circle with the statement of it can be lonely, and sometimes that's can be a block to us wanting to find those stable places, and also when we're on our own pole, as you put it, like people fall away, or energetically there's not the match anymore, which also leads to some of the loneliness. And maybe we just address that for just a minute, like what that's been in your world, how you managed through that, at bringing it back to the like happiness piece. Like we're doing all this stuff and it feels lonely, but there is happiness in it. Like let's bring it full circle to there, and then see we'll just end it with that.
We'll go back to the beginning, and I know exactly how to be and act to have a ton. Like I could go hang out with the guys and drink and talk about this, and do that, be here and go there, and have a huge posse of buddies.
Right.
As I started to delve into this work and said, why am I doing this?
Right.
And to your point, a lot of it was I don't want to be outside. But when I go, engage, hang out, spend time with them, how does it feel? Does it feel like light, love, connection, joy?
Your 4 words, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm actually doing this because I'm afraid of being rejected. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of feeling these things. And it's one of those you probably had no memory. Like, I can't believe I didn't get invited to the party.
Oh, yeah.
But you're also like, if I got invited, I probably would want to go. But I want to get invited.
Right. Well, and sometimes when you're doing this work, you don't get invited because people are like, they can't handle the energy of like being seen, and they know they're seen with you.
Right. And so I think I finally got over the point of really being honest with myself, saying it's not an energetic match, which is amazing. Because that means energetically, you're
staying home.
Right. The most authentic version of himself. And the coolest part did end up happening where the big group of guy friends that were not an energetic match were replaced with three guys.
Wow.
That are literally kind of like I met you, right? Like I would say, hey, Jennifer's like one of those other people who's whole. I look over and I'm like, Dad, what's up?
Right? Let's party today.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's amazing when you realize, and I take a 360-degree view of my energy and said, where's my energy flowing to, and where's it coming back? And I realized that almost all of it was flowing outwards, which was also part of my inherited code, because what I needed to feel, because I was filling up people's water bottles, doing that, and I'm like, do I still do all those things? Yes. But I realized I was doing them for other reasons.
I think that's so powerful, and I really appreciate that reminder for myself today, because again, that's the question that's been going through my mind as I am going back to just feeling cracked open and starting to ask those questions, like how do I still do the things that I love doing without the energy of codependency or the energy of the energetic codes that I came through. And I just thank you for that, because I have had moments where it's like long ago, I'm like, why do I serve people? I serve people because my church said I should serve people. That's how I got my worth. That's how I got my value. Did I enjoy it? Absolutely. And I had to pull back and be like, whoa, why am I doing this? And I got very, very selective on how and what and who I was serving so that I could, like you say, keep that energy here. And I think you just gave me, again, the reminder and the answer, like, it's the same thing. It doesn't mean I have to stop getting the shoes down or rolling up the yoga mat. It's why am I doing it?
Well, to your point, I mean, even for me as a dad, like, I want to be super dad for my wife and kids, doing all the things.
Yeah.
But when I was really honest with myself, it was because there was deep-seated fear that if I was just I was just me, without doing all the things, my value was less.
Oh, man.
My only value was being and doing all the things.
Right.
And I don't think I've changed doing any stuff. But I do it at a very different energetic frequency.
Oh my gosh. Just thank you for that. Like, thank you. That gives me hope in what feels lonely, that I don't have to change everything about me, just the whys.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest. You and I talked last week resonated so much because I knew how to be this iteration or idea. Like you said, if somebody's 50 or 60, most of us are pretty freaking good at being ourselves at this point.
Yeah.
Like we know how to do it.
I've said that, like, I'm good at what I do, and then I've put myself into being a beginner, and I suck. It feels like I suck, and I don't really. I'm just a beginner. But
it feels very, very unsettling, because I was like, if I'm not the court I've been,
yes,
I literally don't know how to be. And so I was super gracious with myself, super patient, because it's not a win-loss experience. I literally, thought of it as every day you open up your computer and use Microsoft Outlook and Word and Excel and all those things.
Right.
Imagine if tomorrow I came in, called it out, new operating system, all right, for today, you're going to use this brand new system to send your emails.
You'd see smoke coming out of right?
And that's what we're literally doing is ripping out the energetic operating system.
Oh.
And so we're always going to be that time where like, I just got to get this email, go back and do it on Outlook. And so what I learned myself was there's so many little micro moments where I slip back in because I've done it for 50 years.
Right.
I know how to do things.
I'm right there with you. I'm actually a little bit older than you are. So I'm feeling this literally just like because I've done it for so long, and I'm still wanting that place of the learning where I'm like, questioning my life choices, like, why do you do this to yourself? But then I go, I know why I do this to myself. It's not to myself, it's for myself.
But I keep coming back to that image of being in an eddy in your kayak.
Yeah.
And I'm like, energetically. Others will say differently, but I believe when I am connected to source energy, things are magical. So the moment things start to get messy, murky, hard, I'm bumping up against something, that's become like red light. And I'm like, oh, I'm doing the things again. I'm going back into that old pattern. I'm making decisions based on the wrong things. And that's where I believe sources like me back up against the rocks to be like, you're doing it again.
Yeah, just getting your attention, like, hey, we've kind of gone backwards a little bit, or sideways, or whatever. Let's
So I hope that for anybody that's listening to this, that it serves as that pop, like that moment where you say, oh my gosh, I have unknowingly, without choosing, done what everybody has done without having the right language or awareness, which is just go about living my life, not understanding that I received these inherited patterns.
Right.
That again, unknowingly, created the operating system that created my persona and personality. But soulfully, I don't believe that's operating. I don't believe we're here to spend 90 years living out as the outward expression of the inherent code of some families. I just don't.
I'm right there with you. And I really appreciate that you've done the work to remember that you are light, love, connection, and joy. Because it reminded, again, when I saw your, I'll stay up there, notes. When I saw your TikTok, I felt that. And it reminded me of those places in me, like that. Those are my kind of people. That's the energy that I'm drawn to when I'm not bogged down by the other. And so thank you for the work you've done for yourself, how you put it out there. I'm sure you share it in a million places, and I just really respect the work that you've done, the courage that it takes to do that kind of work, and your willingness to be and learn how to be at home inside yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll all share because this stuff is so important. And Jennifer, I realized that I was slipping back into my inherited code with this work where I was like immediately felt that I was doing something wrong by just living in it and not sharing. And so I'm not doing a lot of posting. I'm not doing a lot of social media stuff. I'm like, I work my butt off. And I deserve to live my life, my source code, and I'm only going to post if I get an inspiration, have a feeling, I'm like, yes, this feels amazingly aligned. If not, I'm not trying to work out algorithm or anything else. I do not care.
Man,
anything.
When you said that to me last week, that hit such a place of like, oh man, I can so identify with that. And I'm not necessarily in a place where, I've got to create an income. And so I feel that pressure of like, oh, I've got to put, but I want to do it, like you said, it's got to be authentic for me. I just really appreciate that you said that, and you gave me the reminder that sometimes I can just live it for me.
Right. Yeah. And it's not a selfish thing.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And now my hope is I did end up writing a book. It was maybe we can talk about that if you want to do it again another time.
I would love to.
Crazy spiritual experience that I'm hoping this book can just be a resource for all the stuff for people who want to do a deeper dive and start getting into their inherited code and identifying their source code and living who they are.
I absolutely love it, and I'm just going to say, let's just plan that. Let's look forward maybe into January. We'll just keep touch. Because I know we both got a bunch of stuff going on, and I'll just reach out. We'll set a date. And for those of you who are watching this, you can just like be on the edge of your seats wondering when that next interview is going to come and what his book is about, and more about all of this journey that Court has been on and that I have been on, and maybe you've been on it yourself. So, Court, thank you so much for just one, accepting my TikTok invite to be like, hey, do you want to have a conversation?
Yes.
And then just, again, for the work that you've done. It's so courageous and it's so rebellious. And it really fits the living courageously exposed theme. And I just honor it for you, but I also am appreciative, I guess, just continuing to give myself permission to do the work I'm doing, which is in a very similar vein, and to continue to be courageous even when it feels lonely. Our yoga teacher often says to us, everyone wants to be a lion until it's time to do lion shit. And so thank you for doing the work of a lion and giving the rest of us just a beautiful example and permission to continue on when it feels just messy and gross.
Yeah, well, I think we're all here to inspire each other because we're all from the same stuff.
Same source.
And so hopefully we can find our fellow and cheer each other on.
I love it. Awesome. Thank you again. Hang tight, Court. We're going to finish up here, and then I'll finish off. We'll just do our own goodbyes. But for those of you who've been listening, thank you so much for sharing your time. You could have been doing a million things today. We're aware of that and just are grateful that you chose to share this heart space with us. And just remember, real beats perfect every time. Stay real, stay messy, and stay courageously exposed. We'll see you again on the next episode. And by the way, have a beautiful Thanksgiving.
Great.